and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Budget Cafe Discussions, a platform which highlights even matters budget transparency and accountability in Kenya, and where we also interview amazing guests who engage in budget advocacy. So today we are heading over to Nyamira County, where we have on board Eunike Kerubo, who's going to share with us about her budget advocacy journey in Nyamira County. So let me welcome Eunike Kerubo.
Eunike Kerubo from Nyamira County, a budget facilitator and working in team and a founder in Glad You Smiled. I welcome you all for this session. I hope we are going to engage meaningfully. Thank you.
All right. So kindly share with us about the budget cycle so that so that the viewers can get to understand more when we narrow it down to Nyamira County and what you've done with regard to that. Over to you, Eunike.
Okay. Thank you so much. The reasons we are doing this advocacy is our viewers to understand the budget information and the reasons where we are supposed to engage. So in this, we are talking more so on the budget process, the budget stages, the budget documents available, and the role of each actor in each budget stages. And why are we supposed to get involved in this all process? So to start with, as a budget practitioner, when we are talking about a budget, this is a plan we are supposed to have. When, for example, you are doing your course, you are supposed to have a plan. And this plan must involve money. So in the budget, so you have to get a plan. What do you want to do? So at first, after getting these plans, you are going to say, how much am I going to use in this plan? So a budget process it is a process whereby now it goes from one stage to another. So being a process, you think that the first stage has ended, the second, it continues with the second stage up to the end stage. So when you are talking the budget work, most so our engagement is based on the budget process in terms of the stages of the budget. So now, when in Nyamira County, as a budget practitioner in Nyamira County, our work is to advocate the people to understand on this budget process. For example, now when we say about the budget process, we narrow down to the budget stages. In the budget work, we have 4 stages, whereby when we are going to start in engaging ourselves in these budget spaces, first of all, you have to understand the stages. We have the 4 stages. The first stage is the formulation process. So formulation, this is an idea. We are developing an idea. What do we want to do? Then, after now developing an idea, we have planned for this idea. Next, we need this idea to be approved in the county assembly. So that is the second stage, that is approval. After developing an idea, formulating idea, next step is approving this idea as the second stage. Third stage, it is implementation. Yes, we have this idea which has been approved in the county assembly. So next stage, we go to the implementation. So we want to put this idea on the actual. We want to actualize. So implementation means that now, if it was a project, now we can see being implemented on the ground. Last stage, we are talking about an oversight or review. So on oversight now, after implementation, as the budget champions, we want to see, do our money was accounted for every shillings we gave the people who are doing this work. So as a nutshell, the budget stages entail 4 stages, and these 4 stages start from formulation, it goes to approval, it goes to implementation, lastly, the oversight stage. So now when you are talking in terms of the role of each actor in the budget stages, let's start from the formulation. so who are being involved in formulation stage. So under this formulation stage, we are talking who are the key actors, who are the allies, who are the opponents, who must be involved in formulation stage. So if we are talking in terms of the county budgets, we have the key actors. So when does the formulation start? That is our question. When does the formulation start? So we have a budget calendar. We are talking in terms of the budget process, and we have the financial year. So we have to differentiate between a budget calendar, when does the budget process start, and when does the financial year start. So in the budget process, the budget process starts at the month of August. This is whereby now we start formulating every August, we start formulating our budget. So in the formulation entails, like in the formulation stage, we are talking in terms of circulars being released to the counties, to the departments. So in the county, we have departments. In the county, we have sub-departments. We have programs and sub-programs. So now when we are talking in the formulation stage, this is whereby now circulars are being released by August to all departments so that they can say what they need in terms of the recurrent and development expenditure. So that is where we are talking in terms of formulation process. So in the formulation, we have some of the documents. Majority of the documents pass in the formulation stages. And every month we have a budget document. So in every month, as we have started from the month of August, that is when the budget process starts. There we have the budget circulars. A circular means that it is being given, and the role and the main actor there is the CC, who gives this budget circular to every sub-department in that department. An example, we are talking in the health sector. So in the health sector, you get that we have the CC. The CC, the county executive committee member, who is the overall of that department, gives out the circular to all the departments. Like we have the preventive, we have the curative. So in this department, we have the sub-departments. So that is, we say the budget process starts from the month of August. So in each month, we are talking that every month has a budget document. Can we combine with who are the real actors? So the first stage by August, we are talking about the CC, who are the main actors. So when we go to the September, so September, this is whereby we have various actors in the month of September, whereby we have the CC, we have the community, we have the civil society organization, we have different partners. That are from the faith-based organization, we have the community-based organization, we have different actors. So when when the month of September reaches, we are talking, there's a first document which occur in the public domains, and that is the annual development plan. So every year we have annual development plan. So in annual development plan, we are talking about what plans do the county has for that financial year. So this financial year,
electricity.
No lights.
Oh, there are no
Okay.
lights.
But I'm trying to connect, please.
Okay.
I'm trying. Yes. So can I continue as someone is connecting?
Continue. Yeah, continue.
So in the month of September, we have the annual development plan. So this is a document which shows which plans do you have for the coming financial year. So here in the annual development plan, it gives the plan the county has for that financial year. So who are the main actors in these budget documents? Number one, we have the community. They have to give their priorities. What do they need? What are the priorities? And the priority differ. We have the people like from another side, they will say this is our priorities. But now, how the community are going to participate to ensure that their priorities are good. It is a matter of now, you get that now the community, they are not able to select the priority. Every person can say this is a priority, this is a priority. But at the end, now our work is to ensure that we identify the priority. We know exactly what are the priorities. So that is the first document which occurs in the public domains, that is the annual development plan by September. So when we go to October, November, so we have another budget document, that is the county budget outlook paper. So as the name suggests, the county budget review outlook paper. So in this, the CPROPS comes to the public domain on the month of October with the purpose of, number one, looking at the performance. Yes. Now, when we are talking about the CPROP want to review the previous year, not the year, not that year, the previous year. So, for example, we were formulating the annual development plan for the financial year 2023-2024. So the CPROP that will be reviewed will be for the financial year 2021-2022, because you want to see, can we look at how you performed on the amount of money you were given before now you do your projection? Can you show us really how you use or how you utilize that money? So that is the work of the CPROP, how you utilize that money. So, and again, we are talking in terms of in the CPROP, we are looking in terms of the performance. Again, we are looking in terms of the ceilings. Every department has the ceilings. And these ceilings, it means that the certain department cannot exceed a certain amount of money given. So the ceilings, we are talking in terms of the department cannot exceed in terms of amount of money given.
Oh, Eunike,
yes,
can you confirm? Oh,
yes.
Okay, yeah. So there was a blackout?
Yes.
Okay, now we can see you.
Yes, now I can, you can see me?
Yes. Can you see
the
us?
month of, yes, I can see you. Okay.
Yes, now we
I'm
can
full.
see you clearly.
Okay. Sorry for the
But before you
convenience.
continue, you know, you had mentioned recurrent expenditure and development expenditure. You know, our viewer here might not understand those key terms. And also the budget cycle, between which it is between, not the budget cycle, but the budget calendar, so that they can be able now to understand. You know, when you use these key terminologies, kindly break it down so that they are able to understand. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much again. We are talking in terms of development and recurrent expenditure. Development expenditure, these are the expenditure for the long term. These are long-term expenditure. Like if you want to build a road, that is a development expenditure. Even if you come after 10 years, you'll see that road is there. So that is a development expenditure. And the recurrent expenditure, these are a short-term expenditure. For example, payment of the salaries, that is a recurrent expenditure. If you pay somebody's salary, so you will not account like for 10 years because you paid that somebody and goes with that money. So that is the difference between a recurrent and development expenditure. So you were asking about the budget process. Sorry,
The
I
budget
didn't hear
calendar,
the question.
the budget calendar, when it starts and when it ends.
Okay, the budget calendar starts by 30th August every year. So by 30th August, that is where we start the budget calendar. That is where we start the budget process. And the financial year, we have the difference between the financial year and the budget calendar. So the financial year starts at 1st July and ends 1st June. That is the financial year. But the process of formulating the budget starts by 30th August.
All right. Okay, now you can continue with the documents that you're talking about now, like the CBROP.
So yeah, I was talking about the CPROP. I was saying that this is a budget document which occur between October to November in the public domain for public participation. And we have the reasons why this budget documents occurs. Number one, as the the document says it is the county budget review outlook paper. So the county budget review outlook paper, as the name suggests, it is review the previous year. It says that how much the money you are given, how did you use that money? How did you utilize that money? So in a nutshell, for example, I've said that the first document in a budget calendar is the annual development plan, which occur in the month of September. So the second document, for example, we were formulating the financial year 2023-2024 in the annual development plan by the month of August, by the month of September. So when it comes to October, November, we are going to get another document that is the CPROP. So when the CPROP comes, it reviews the previous year. That is the year like 2021, 2022. So if it reviews that year by with the 3 P's and 1 C. So when we are talking about the 3 P's, we are talking in terms of the performance, we are talking in terms of the priorities, we are talking in terms of the ceilings, and lastly, we are talking in terms of the projection. So this document, it is like a criticizing document. Yes, these are the plans you have for the annual development plans. Now, can you tell us how you utilize the money which you are given in the previous year? So it tries to look in terms of the performance. It tries to use it to look in terms of the priorities. Did the priorities which were in that budget document being taken into consideration? And again, the document look at the ceilings. In every department, we have amount of money that department cannot exceed. So that is the ceiling. Like in the healthy departments, we are saying that like if the healthy department is 10 million. So the healthy department during the validation of the report, it should not exceed that 10 million because that was the ceiling. So after now, narrowing down in terms of the priorities, narrowing down in terms of the performance, and looking at the ceilings. So you make projection. So that is that is the reason. So now we have that budget documents. Now, who are the main actors in this budget document? That is the CPRO. The main actors are the community. Now, when are they supposed to act? And what is the role of citizen or the community in this budget document? Number one, the role of this community is to ensure what is being written on paper, they compare what they can see on the ground. Because the paper can say that a certain building is 100% complete. A certain road, it is 90% complete. But if you go to the actual ground, the project is like 20%, the project is like 30% complete. So now, how can now the community engage meaningfully through the information collected from the paper and the information collected from the action? So that is the reasons we are supposed to, as the citizen, to participate in that CPRO. So after now knowing exactly what the ground says, the actual versus what has been presented on paper, is then now, as the community, as the budget practitioner, we can make proposal for future. So when you make future proposals, no, it means that now our counties are going to move forward to the next level. So after the CPROP, we are talking that we have implementation reports. Every year we have 4 implementation reports. So we have the first quarter implementation reports, we have the second quarter implementation reports, we have third quarter implementation report. So when we are talking in terms of the first quarter implementation report, this is a quarter which is being produced quarterly. So this is the documents which come to the public domain. Also, it's being uploaded online by the month of November. So we are talking in terms of every month we have a budget document. So we are in the month of November. So we are saying the financial year starts from the month of July 1st and end on the month of 30th June. So the first quarter, when we are starting the financial year by July, so it means that July is the first month, August the second month, September is the third month. So in this third month, we are supposed by October, we have done the first quarter. So when are we supposed to get these implementation report? So there we go to the Public Finance Management Act. What does it say? So this implementation report is supposed to be in the public domain by September, by November, after 3 months. So after 3 months, 45 days, it must be published online. So then after now, the report from July, August, September, that's the first quarter. We are supposed to see the report by October, November there, implementation reports. Now, what is the reason of these implementation reports and who are the actors? These implementation reports give us an overview and tell us in these 3 months how much the county has received a certain amount of money and how have they used this amount of money. So there's that term people say that mapema ndio best. So if you start navigating through how the county has used the money within 3 months, it means that in future you will not wait until everything is being distorted, projects are being stalled, then you start complaining. So if you monitor quarterly implementation reports, that is the reason we are saying that the budget champions, the budget facilitators, the community, and the entire anybody who has a passion in budget work. If you monitor the implementation reports, you get that this work is very easy. Before everything is distorted, before everything is destroyed, at least you can make a correction at first instead of waiting until everything has been affected. So that is the reason we must have implementation reports. I've said that we have 4 implementation reports. So by the month of January, we have the second quarter implementation reports telling us after 6 months how the county has used the money. So another, if we count another 3 months, that is the third quarter by March. So by April, we'll have another implementation report. So lastly, in the month of June, we'll have the fourth quarter implementation reports. I've said to all my viewers that what is the reasons we are supposed to have these implementation reports? The implementation reports are very good because they monitor the progress. You can see these are the progress of this project. These are the progress of this and this. So before you wait until everything is affected, you start correcting from the word go. So that is the reason we are supposed to engage in implementation report so that we can rectify things instead of waiting until everything has gone wrong. So in the month of January, we were talking, now we are moving, December, we have the Auditor General reports. So every December, we must have the Auditor General reports, auditing the county reports. So in the Auditor General reports, here, the auditor can give some of the opinions. We have advanced opinion, disclaimer opinions, we have qualified opinions, we have unqualified opinions. So now what is the work of this report from the Auditor General, which is being audited by every December of every year? We are talking in terms of auditing generals, the queries being given by the Auditor General. An example of the queries, the Auditor General can say, I've given this county, like Nyamira County, disclaimer or advance opinion. So advance opinion, we have 4 types of opinions. We have qualified, unqualified, disclaimer, and we have advance opinion. So if a county gets unqualified opinion, that is a clean opinion. If a county gets unqualified opinion, it means that we have some issues which are not being seen well. So if a county gets adverse opinions, means that we have a lot of issues, like there is no evidence. We are saying that this money was transferred, we don't have receipts. So advance opinion, it is being given, this is an opinion given by the Auditor General when there's something not explained, there's no evidence based, maybe the money was transferred during weekends, maybe these accounts have been used so many times. So that is a time you get that the Auditor General has given advance opinions. We are talking in terms of disclaimer. So if a county gets disclaimer, it means that the Auditor General has nothing to say, has nothing to say. So So looking at the report being produced by county, the Auditor General has, so it means that the reports are very, very poor. The Auditor General has nothing to say. So who are the key actors in Auditor General reports? The key actors, number one, the Auditor General who are giving these opinions. The key actors are the committee member in all the county governments. We have the Pick and Pack Committee, whereby these are the people, if the Auditor Generals ask queries over some of the projects, they are the one to respond to these queries. So you get that if in the counties we have the Pick and Pack Committee, but the way now they are responding to such questions, it is not as what the community is expecting. So now what is the role of this community? What is the role of the budget practitioner? What is the role of the budget champions in these Auditor General reports? When an auditor gives an opinion, so as the community, we are supposed to go to the said project to see exactly is there value for that money. So from there, that is a way of engagement with the duty bearers and also the community if the people who are supposed to be responsible on the process, they're not doing their work. So going month by month, let's go to the month of January. That is where we get the second quarter, as I said, the implementation report. When you go to the month of February, you get the county fiscal strategic paper. So what is the work as a budget document? What is the work of the county fiscal strategic paper? So the county fiscal strategic paper, this is a budget document which review, which gives the performance, how the county has performed in the current financial year. So for example, we are saying the current financial year for this year is the financial year 2022, 2020. We are in the financial year 2022, 2023. So now the county fiscal strategic paper is a budget document which come to the public domain to just give an overview how the county has performed a half-year performance, which means the financial year started from the month of July, that was last year, that it was a half year of 2022 and a half year of 2023, which will end by the month of June. So now, when the county fiscal strategic paper come to the public view by the month of February, let me say last month, the document came with the reason to review how the county has performed 6 months of the current year. So the 6 months. Now, who are the main actors in these budget documents? They are the community. When the county government are giving the review, are giving an overview how they have performed, how much money they received, and how did they perform in terms of the project with the money they received. So here, the work of the community, the budget practitioner, the people who are interested in the budget work is to compare what's being said in papers and what is being said on the ground. So you compare exactly. If they are saying that this project we started, this is where we have reached. Are you seeing that project on the ground, or is just that on paper? So that is the work of the county fiscal strategic paper, whereby it gives the performance of the half current year. So another key actors, we have the executive. The executive, a majority, they are the one who are implementing this project. So if they are the one who are implementing the project, so if they are the implementer, they're giving the report how they have implemented the project. So our work is to ensure that what they are seeing is what they are seeing is what is on the ground. So from there, after the county fiscal strategic paper, on March we are supposed to have implementation report. So by April, May, we'll have the budget estimate. So the budget estimate, this is a budget document. After now going through some of the budget documents, now navigating through, reviewing, projecting, now we have finally a budget estimate. Now, what is the work of the budget estimate?
Can you hear me, Eunike?
Construct. Yes.
Continue.
I can hear you.
Yes, continue. You had stopped for a minute. You're talking about the budget estimate. Continue.
Like a document to rubber stamp.
So Eunike is going to join us in a few. She has some network issues, but she's going to come back. So even as you've heard, at least, at the end of the day, sometimes you look at the newspaper and you see that a county government has advertised in the newspaper. The terminology that they use is called gazettement. So they say that there's going to be a public participation to discuss these budget documents. So you see ABP, you see ADP, you see CFSP, and you see other budget documents. And that is why Eunike is at the moment now elaborating further on those particular documents. So when you see, when you're in a baraza that has been called by the chief investor in telling you to attend a public participation, it's for you to also contribute towards the discussion. Like if you want a road to be constructed, that is the ideal time because of the budget calendar that Eunike had also shared about earlier. So Eunike, you are discussing about now the budget estimate.
Yes, I was talking about budget estimates. So this is a budget document which come to the public domain just to see, according to the proposal they had made in various projects, how much the project have been allocated. So most of these budget estimates come to the public domain by month of April there. So when it comes there, so we have the reason why these budget estimates come to the public view. Number one, these budget estimates come to the view so that the community can confirm this is our document, we hold this document, so we are just putting a signature to say let it go forward. So that is the reason we have a budget estimate. So after the budget estimate, it go to the county assembly for approval. So by month of May to June, there is approval. So after approval, we get the approved budget estimates, the approved budget, for which starts the implementation by the every 1st July.
Thank you. Thank you, Eunike, for sharing about that. So right now, I'd like you now to venture and tell us about how you've engaged the community in Nyamira County on budget advocacy, because I also remember that there is a time that you even wrote a memo to the Senate with regard to the county government. So kindly share more about that.
Okay. Now, before now you start engaging in the budget process, first of all, you must have the information. So you'll start by having the information. And this information is not just information, is that information must be factual. So starting with, we are talking in terms of the social accountability. We have the social accountability, we have tools and methods. So the time you are saying that the using of petitions and memos, first of all, we use some of the social accountability tools. So in this budget work, we have the various social accountability tools. We have the community scorecard as one of the methods and tool. Community scorecard, this is whereby it is like a report card when your son or your daughter, they have gone to school. So the teachers are scoring, how did you get maths, how did you get English, how did you get these, and the comments given by the teachers. Maybe you can say English, very poor. Kiswahili, very good. So community scorecard, this is one of the tools and methods used by budget champions, used by budget facilitator or the community, so that the services you are getting from the duty bearers. Now, if you understand the tools and methods, number one, I've started with the community scorecard. Number two, I've gone to the input tracking matrix. So input tracking matrix, this is one of the social accountability tool whereby now there is a road, and this road has been allocated 2 million. But what you can see on the ground is just one lorry which came and poured some of the maram. So, and you're being told that 2 million is complete. And again, you get that there is a certain building allocated like, let's say 4 million, but that building, it is like 20% complete. And yet you get that the report, they are saying that the building, the money they were given, it's already finished. So when you are doing input tracking matrix, this is whereby now you want to say, where did the money goes to? You want to get the value for that money, the value for money. You want to follow every shilling. So input tracking matrix, that is more so one of the methods we used in Nyamira County, whereby there's a project somewhere, that was a road, that was an hospital, that was an ECD school. We are talking in terms of the function of the county government, the project the county government are supposed to do. So if it is an ECD school, you get that in the paper, they are saying that that ECD is complete. That ECD is complete, just waiting to be handed over. They are saying that a certain social hall is complete, waiting for the handover. So we had some of the budget champions who had passion in this budget work, whereby we use this input tracking matrix as one method of doing social accountability. So we went through we analyzed the budget documents. That was the CPROP county budget review outlook paper, the county physical strategic paper, the annual development plan, the county integrated development plan, that is a 5 years plan. So we analyzed these budget documents. After analyzing, we identified the gaps. And these gaps were like, number one, you get that a project is being said it is 100% complete, or it is 80% complete. But if you go to the ground, you get that it is just bricks. You can see bricks, like 2,000 bricks. You can see like 2 lorries of sand. You can see concrete. So, and yet you are being told the project is done. So in this, so we wrote, we were writing memos. First, we wrote our first memo. We were complaining over some of the projects, like ECD schools, some of the roads. We took to the county assembly. So we waited for the feedback. We didn't get any feedback. We kept quiet. The second time, we wrote another petition to the county government, just seeking clarification why this project is being written 100%, and yet if you go to the ground, it is 30%. We were even taking photos. You take a photo, you attach as an evidence. You say, you are saying this is according to this page of your CPROP county budget outlook paper. You are saying that this project is 100%, and this is the amount of money which you allocated. So this is the photo which you can see what we can see on the ground. So can you clarify for us, is this the project you are talking about, or is it another project? So we sent many petitions to the county assembly until they reached 7 petitions without any positive feedback. So after that, as we were talking around, we needed somebody who can respond to these petitions. So we developed an idea of sending this petition to the Senate, because now the county government is not replying over the same. So we got an hear from the Senate, and this petition was sent to the Senate for discussion. So when the Senate had their committee, they looked at our complaints, and they said that we know these people, they are complaining real, because we had attached some of the evidence. So that is how we managed to send the petition to the Senate. So after sending this petition to the Senate, we had some of the meetings with the governor, who was the current, for now is late. We had the meeting with the governor plus the Senate as the petitioner, so that we can hear what the governor will say over the said project. So after this engagement with the county governor and the Senate complaining over the same, so the Senate had made a recommendation that they were supposed to come on the ground so that they can see the project you are complaining about. But bad luck, because that time was Corona time, whereby now we have in terms of limitation, in terms of traveling. So it took long time before now getting what we were demanding for. And for bad luck, the governor passed away without finishing that story. But now there was this issue. We were not petitioning the governor. We were petitioning the county government of Nyamira. So the successor took over the project. We were complaining about, instead of now going to the long queue of going to going to these cases. As we can say, because of this engagement with the governor, positively we can report that the project we were complaining about the successor did some of the project. We can say it is a possible because the successor, after now the long journey, the successor, when he took over to be the governor of Nyamira County, some of the projects were done, which were being complained from that petition to the Senate.
Wow, congratulations, congratulations. So at least now we can see that the former deputy governor, who is now the governor, is actually following up on that particular project. So
yes,
I want to say thank you for gracing the show. We are going to do this again so that we can even talk on more budget matters. So thank you for sharing with us today. Eunike, we appreciate.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fioret. I really appreciate. Yeah.
All right, all right. So viewer, we've come to the end of the show. I hope that you've learned something about the budget making process, and you've also heard about the budget advocacy in Nyamira County, and even how they they submitted a memo now, and even petition to the County Assembly of Nyamira. But because of no response, now they decided, let us reach out to the Senate. And when now they decided to reach out to the Senate as the community, now the Senate had them and had planned to come and visit, but unfortunately, Corona happened and they couldn't. But at least now the current governor has taken up the case, and he's ensuring that whatever was to be done should be done. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.